What if I told you that the reason you're stressed, anxious, and constantly disappointed is because you care too much about the wrong things? What if mastering detachment could instantly make you calmer, stronger, and untouchable? In the next few minutes, you're going to discover why detachment is the ultimate Stoic power, and how it can completely transform your life. Detachment is not about becoming cold or emotionless. It's about mastering your reactions. The Stoics, especially philosophers like Marcus Aurelius and Epictetus, taught that suffering does not come from events themselves, but from our judgments about them. When you detach from outcomes, opinions, and external validation, you stop giving the world control over your peace. Suddenly, insults lose their power. Failures become lessons. Delays become opportunities to practice patience. When you master detachment, rejection no longer destroys your confidence. You understand that someone else's opinion reflects their perspective, not your worth. Instead of chasing approval, you focus on self-respect. Instead of trying to control everything, you control what truly belongs to you: your thoughts, your effort, your character. This shift alone can elevate your mindset beyond most people around you. Detachment also changes how you handle success. You enjoy achievements without clinging to them. You celebrate wins without fearing loss. Because everything external, money, status, praise, is temporary. The Stoic mindset reminds us that peace comes from within, not from possessions or applause. When you detach, you become powerful because you are no longer desperate. Emotionally, detachment strengthens your relationships. You stop trying to control people. You allow them to be who they are. You love without obsession. You care without attachment to outcomes. This creates healthier connections built on choice rather than neediness. Ironically, when you detach, people respect you more because they sense your independence. Detachment sharpens your focus. Instead of worrying about what might happen, you commit fully to the present moment. You act with intention. You speak with clarity. You move with purpose. The noise fades away because you're no longer reacting to every small disturbance. Your energy becomes disciplined. There will always be chaos around you. Criticism, competition, unexpected loss. But detachment creates inner stability. You accept reality as it is, not as you wish it to be. And in acceptance, you find strength. As Seneca taught, we suffer more in imagination than in reality. Detachment silences unnecessary fear. Mastering detachment doesn't mean you stop caring about your goals. It means you care about your effort more than the result. You show up, you do your best. Then you release the outcome. This removes anxiety while preserving ambition. It is the balance between passion and peace. When you truly master detachment, everything changes. You become calm in chaos, confident in rejection, focused in distraction, grateful in loss, powerful without trying to dominate. You become someone who cannot be easily shaken. If this message resonated with you, imagine what consistent Stoic wisdom could do for your mindset. This channel is dedicated to helping you build unshakable discipline, emotional strength, and quiet confidence. If you could remove anxiety, silence overthinking, and stop caring about things that drain your energy, Would you? What if the secret wasn't working harder, but letting go? Today, you'll discover why mastering detachment is the most powerful mental upgrade you can ever make. Detachment is not weakness. It is controlled strength. The Stoics, especially Marcus Aurelius, reminded themselves daily that the world is unpredictable, people are flawed, and outcomes are never guaranteed. Yet instead of becoming bitter, they trained their minds to remain steady. Detachment begins with understanding one simple truth. You control your response, not the event. When you stop attaching your happiness to outcomes, something incredible happens. You take action without fear. Most people hesitate because they are obsessed with results. What if I fail? What will they think? What if it doesn't work? But detachment removes that pressure. You focus only on effort. This creates clarity and boldness. Detachment frees you from the prison of other people's opinions. Social media, society, and even family expectations can quietly dictate your choices. But when you internalize the teachings of Epictetus, you understand that opinions belong to others, not to you. Their judgment is their responsibility. Your character is yours. Imagine walking into a room without the need to impress anyone. Imagine speaking your truth calmly, without seeking approval. That is the quiet confidence detachment gives you. It is not loud. It is not arrogant. It is stable. Detachment also transforms how you handle failure. Instead of seeing it as a personal attack on your identity, you see it as information. A lesson. A stepping stone. The Stoic mindset teaches that events are neutral, your interpretation gives them meaning. When you detach from ego, failure loses its sting and becomes strategy. Emotionally, detachment helps you regulate anger. Anger often comes from unmet expectations. You expected respect. You expected loyalty. You expected success. But expectations are attachments. When you reduce expectations and accept reality, anger fades. You respond instead of react. As Seneca wisely observed, we suffer more in imagination than in reality. Overthinking creates pain that does not exist. Detachment pulls you back into the present. It reminds you that right now, in this moment, you are capable of choosing calm. Detachment does not mean you stop loving. It means you love without possession. You care without controlling. In relationships, this creates freedom instead of fear. You no longer cling because you know your stability does not depend on someone staying. Ironically, this makes you more attractive and respected. Financially, detachment changes your approach to money and success. You pursue excellence without tying your self-worth to income. Wealth becomes a tool, not your identity. This reduces desperation and increases strategic thinking. You make decisions from logic, not emotion. Spiritually and mentally, detachment sharpens awareness. You observe your thoughts instead of becoming them. When a negative thought arises, you don't immediately believe it, you question it, you examine it. This creates space between stimulus and response, the space where power lives. Detachment strengthens discipline. When you are not controlled by mood, you act based on principle. You work when you don't feel like it. You stay consistent even without applause. You become reliable to yourself. Another powerful shift happens when you detach from comparison. Comparison is attachment to someone else's timeline. Their success feels like your failure. Their progress feels like your delay. But detachment reminds you that life is not a race. You focus on your lane, your growth, your pace. Mastering detachment also prepares you for loss. Everything in life is temporary: people, possessions, positions. Instead of fearing this truth, Stoicism embraces it. Accepting impermanence makes you grateful. You cherish what you have without clinging to it. This balance creates peace. When criticism comes, detachment allows you to analyze it calmly. If it's valid, you improve. If it's not, you discard it. You don't internalize every opinion. This emotional filter protects your energy. Detachment builds resilience. Life will test you. Unexpected events will challenge your plans. But when you are not rigidly attached to specific outcomes, you adapt faster. Flexibility becomes your advantage. You also stop trying to control everything. Control is often an illusion. Weather changes. Markets fluctuate. People change their minds. When you release the illusion of total control, anxiety decreases. You focus only on what is within your power: your effort, your values, your mindset. Detachment makes gratitude deeper. Instead of demanding more from life, you appreciate what is present. You enjoy moments fully because you know they are temporary. This awareness increases joy. In leadership and influence, detachment creates authority. Leaders who are desperate for approval become weak. Leaders who are grounded in principle earn respect. When you speak calmly and act consistently, people feel your stability. Detachment also protects your time. You stop engaging in pointless arguments. You stop proving yourself unnecessarily. You conserve energy for meaningful goals. When you master detachment, you realize that peace is internal. External chaos becomes background noise. You become less reactive, more strategic. Less emotional, more intentional. The journey to detachment requires practice. Start by observing your triggers. Notice what upsets you. Ask yourself, what expectation am I attached to? Awareness is the first step to control. Practice letting go of small things daily. A delayed message, a negative comment, a minor inconvenience. Each moment is training for bigger challenges. Meditation and reflection can strengthen detachment. Even a few minutes of silence daily helps you observe thoughts without becoming them. Journaling your reactions builds clarity. Remember, detachment is not about suppressing emotion. It is about guiding it. Feel emotions fully, but do not let them command you. You are the leader of your mind. As you continue developing this Stoic mindset, you will notice subtle shifts. You will pause before reacting. You will choose silence over argument. You will smile at situations that once frustrated you. People may even notice the change. They may wonder why you are calmer. Why you no longer chase validation. Why criticism doesn't shake you. That is the power of inner mastery. Everything changes when you master detachment because your perspective changes. And when perspective changes, behavior follows. When behavior changes, results follow. Your growth becomes intentional. Your peace becomes protected. Your confidence becomes natural. If you've made it this far, it means you value growth. This channel exists to help you build that unshakable mindset through Stoic wisdom and practical discipline. If this message inspired you, subscribe now and become part of a community committed to mental strength and self-mastery. Turn on notifications so you never miss powerful lessons like this. Your transformation begins with awareness, but it continues with consistency. Master detachment. Master yourself. And watch how everything changes.